deserted me. I'm on my own, so give me a chance to answer the phone. If you want Wonder Stuff tickets for Sunday, then no, you just have to wait a little bit. The Wonder Stuff are back, playing live up and down the country. They're one of them bands, 17 top 20 hits. So when you go and see them, you tend to recognise loads and loads of stuff, apart from Size of a Cow and Dizzy. They've got a massive live reputation. They headlined Reading at one point. They've just released a new album called Escape from Rubbish Island, and I went to see them in Leeds last night. It was an absolutely fantastic show. I got a chance to have a chat with Miles Hunt, and he even recorded a few little session songs for us as well. I haven't got time today to play the full interview, which we will get round to at some point. I have got time to tell you that we did manage to blag a handful of tickets for the Manchester show on Sunday for Within Shore FM listeners, and I'm going to be giving them to you, if you like, very, very soon, as soon as I get a chance to answer the phone, so just hang around for that. But I had a chat with Miles before the first show of the tour, and just asked him basically, what they've been up to for the last 11 years. First of all, thanks for taking the time before the first show of this tour.
You're very welcome.
Joining us. Can I just say, 11 years since you've been in the studio, and you're now out with this album.
Yeah.
I know you did your own stuff, didn't you? You did the Miles Hunt Club. How come the Wonder Stuff not been back in the studio?
It's a combination of, up until, say, the last 18 months, or 18 months leading up to January, when me and Malc started recording this stuff, was just couldn't agree with the other members of the band on various things, and they took their leave the two other guys took their leave in December, and it just sort of freed me and Malc up to, me and Malc can do what me and Malc want to do, and what we've been trying to do since me and him started working together in 81. And it was, it started off, I was just in the studio. I'd been writing with Mark McCarthy, who's our new bass player, last year, and then we went into the studio and Luke Johnson was around, who, old friend of ours, lives in California, who's been playing with that Amen, yeah. And we just got Luke in for a week, and it was just like kicking song ideas around, really. Luke wasn't actually playing on songs, they were just like riffs and ideas. And then as we started to get the pieces together, Matt Terry, who's producing the record, he's like, Miles, this is sounding like the Fifth Wonder Stuff album. It doesn't sound like your solo stuff, which is usually grimmer than this. So I phoned up Malc, because I fully agreed with Matt's observation. Phoned up Malc and said, come and have a listen to these songs, see if it'd be something you'd be into. And he sprinkled his bit of magic on it, put his vocals and guitars on it, and played around with some of the arrangements from the way we got them. And by the end of April, by the time we got to the end of April, it's like, it sounds like a Wonder Stuff album, and it's ground the gears of like the two members that have gone, but read them and wait.
Yeah, you're moving on now.
Yeah,
great stuff. All right, it's been 11 years, hasn't it?
Yeah,
since you've been in the studio.
As the name, the Wonder Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and I looked at some of the charts there.
Good.
Check this out. You see the top 40 albums today.
Right.
Green Day, Embrace, Maroon 5.
Right.
Bryan Adams.
Right.
Top 40 albums in 1993. Tinder Sticks.
Wow.
Pearl Jam, Suede, Bjork. Where do you think this album fits in with the other stuff, with that 11-year gap?
Right. I don't know or care, to be honest. I think something happened in December last year. We did a gig in Dublin at the Ambassadors, which is like probably a 1,700 capacity room. And then straight after, my mate runs a club called the Hub in Temple Bar in Dublin, and just says, there's a back line there, do you fancy playing again? And there was no fiddles or keyboards around, and it was just somebody else's backline and guitars, and so we just played pretty much anything we can, pretty much what we're doing tonight, apart from the new songs, just to strip down back to electric guitars. And there was no dressing room or anything when we finished it. It had gone off, there was people rolling all over each other's heads. It was really exciting. Me and Malcolm thrown a bit of water over each other in the bogs after, and he said that's what it always should have been. And it was a real sort of poignant moment for me. Malc's great love is punk rock and new wave, basically. that's the kind of music he loves, and he's never veered away from that. And it just seemed like a very serious moment in amongst all this drunken excitement, because Miles, that's what it always should have been. It shouldn't have got to what it was. And I agreed with him wholeheartedly, because by the time we were having the commercial success that we got, I don't know. I remember just getting more and more miserable.
More and more miserable. That's Miles Hunt there from the Wonder Stuff talking to me last night. Did manage to get him to grab his guitar and do a few songs for us. This is one of them from the new album. Don't be disappointed with all the jumping around or the quality of it, because of course these band, when you see them live, are kind of really rocking. But he managed to just grab a guitar and do an acoustic version of one of the new songs from the album for us.
Bush Island, and it's called Was I Meant to Be Sorry? Was I meant to be sorry that I didn't look good enough, when this is the only face that God's gave me? If I hung around being the boy about town, would I have left with more than I've seen lately? When the wind changed, the stage is the same, still in the blink of an eye. Blacking out on the miles. Oh, you could have stood up for me. Yeah, you could have held out for me. And I could have been somebody strong. Was I meant to be worried that I wasn't picked for the team when the you played were made for you only? If I laid down, took my kicking around, would I have left with more than I've seen lately? When the wind changes, the stage is the same, still in the blink of an eye. It's been my way to get through my days, with no blacking out or denial. Oh, you could have stood up for me. Yeah, you could have held out for me. And I could have been somebody strong. That's it, fancy guitar solo again, but I ain't fancy enough to play. Oh, you could have stood up for me. Yeah, you could have held out for me. And I could have been somebody strong. Oh, you could have stood up for me. Yeah, you could have held out for me. And I could have been somebody strong.
Well, Miles Hunt there, just picking up a guitar and doing something off the new album for us last night in the dressing room. That was called Was I Meant to Be Sorry? Just raw and horribly recorded, just the way it was meant to be. He's renowned for his views on politics and music and that kind of stuff, and in particular he seems to have some kind of beef with Robbie Williams. I thought I might wind him up by just suggesting that he might want to do a duet with Robbie or something like that, just to see what he has to say about it. So the rumours that you were going to do a duet with Robbie Williams are not true then?
No, they're not actually. I saw that footage the other night of him getting pushed into the pit. I mean, I don't like the bloke, and I can't. I probably thought I did wish him harm, but when I saw that, I was very impressed with him, the way he recovered.
But, very professional recovery.
It was,
I've
yeah.
not seen it.
Didn't you see it?
You didn't push him, did you?
No, it weren't me. It's the type of thing I would probably think up, but no, it wasn't. I felt actually quite sorry for him, but his recovery was genius.
Yeah. What was it about him, though, that you had
Williams?
Yeah.
I can't stand him.
Why is that?
You know, it reminds me, it's like the Spice Girls remind me. I went to a big comprehensive school on a council estate when I was a kid, and I wasn't sporty. I was probably the little specky weirdo, really, without the specs, that just seemed to like music. It was just annoyed people, really. And I remember feeling hideously bullied when I was about third year by fifth-year girls in full-length black leather coats that would all sing, screech in the dinner queue, whatever was in the charts, and the Spice Girls represent that to me. And then the sort of sports, the all-round sports jock show-off, jerk-off with terrible taste in music and an unbelievable amount of self-confidence, which was loads of them at our school as well. It's Williams. That's who he reminds me of, a talentless show-off that's unrelenting in forcing himself on a, you know...
We didn't go to the same school, did we? What about your, your views politically as well? I mean, you've talked about leaving this shoal of an island and moving on.
It's now I've finished writing some of the tracks that touch on that on the new album. I've realised that it's a very London-centric view of the country. I don't know how I've ended up living in London now for 16 years, and I've always hated it. I've made brief escapes from there, moved up to Shropshire for a while. But I just always get drawn back, probably for working with musicians and rehearsal spaces and stuff like that. Seems to be a lot more going on for me anyway there. And so I've written a very London-centric view of England, and of course it isn't like that everywhere. I mean 15 minutes on the train and you just get a totally different feel. And I just feel that London exists on... everyone either fears everybody else or hates everybody else. And it's just weird walking around Leeds today. It's like there's a different vibe. People say thank you when you give them money in shops.
Yeah,
and stuff like that, and London just doesn't have that. It doesn't have it. It's a really unpleasant feeling being there.
There you go, it's great up north, isn't it? That was Miles Hunt from The Wonder Stuff. Quite heavily edited, but I'll get the full version out very soon because it was quite interesting. And okay, tickets for Sunday's show. I saw the show last night, I was there. I'm not one of those people that kind of jumps around and stuff like that at gigs. I'll really like everyone else to do that. And they did. It's a fantastic show. If you get a chance down at Manchester Academy this Sunday, if you're available, give me a ring now on 499 022. I've got a handful of tickets. My name's Mike.